much togetherness, not enough togetherness, or just right? Hello, I'm Dr. Sheila K. Collins, and I want to go a little deeper into this sheltering at home that we're all doing. So I'd like you to take a deep breath with me and let it out with a sigh. Goldilocks had this figured out. There was one bed that was too soft, another one too hard. There was one porridge too hot, another too cold, and then she found the one that was just right. So, we're doing the right thing. We're staying home. We're washing our hands all the time, and we're making sure we don't touch our faces too often. And when we go outside, we wear our masks. So we're doing it the right things, but it doesn't feel right. Certainly not just right. In my neighborhood, we have a young man who's living by himself because he was evicted from his dorm room, and his family is now in California. When I go for a walk, I hear the kids on their back porch reciting their schoolwork. Then there's an infectious disease specialist who lives in my neighborhood. She comes and goes in the dark. She's up way before first light, and she's back way after sundown. But she was so dear. She came to our door, several weeks ago, and brought us a little bag of masks and gloves, knowing, of course, that we are in the more vulnerable age group. She gave these to us and gave us the instructions to wear them. So she was several weeks ahead of the CDC. So that's nice to have those kind of neighbors. So the problem, I think, for many of us is that our homes aren't really designed for doing all these things that we're doing. I mean, going to school, online, do we have a place for that? And maybe there's different people doing it at different times. And then somebody's live streaming on Facebook, and Lord help the person who's trying to work, right? And the scheduling. People tell me the scheduling is really tricky sometimes. When I realized that we were going to be doing this sheltering at home for an extended period, it made me, the alarm bells went off. Not only have I worked with a lot of families as a family therapist, but I'm from a family that was pretty dysfunctional. I remember when I left home, I left, of course, to seek my fortune, but I think I also left to avoid the screaming matches that we would get into at our family for almost no reason. When I visited, I loved that, of course. When you come home, everybody's glad to see everybody, and you get to check up on Dad's garden and see Mom's new drapes, and it's wonderful. But after a little while, it seems the family system that was created before we were born kicks in, and it would create us all into the image of our most dysfunctional selves. And so we need to separate. So I wish I could tell you the magic number of hours or minutes before this everybody gets on everyone else's nerves moment, but I'm sure you had many of those moments already. We began with taking a deep breath, and as simple as that sounds, it's not always easy to remember it. So in the moment when it feels like you're on your own last nerve, you can take that deep breath. And then you can go to the porch, you can go for a walk, you can go to your room if you have a room to go to. That brings up another issue that kind of worries me. There are many people who do not feel safe in their own homes. And if this is bringing out our own worst selves at times, then there's going to be more child abuse. There's going to be more domestic violence. So I want us to all be on the lookout and be cautious about people we know they're at risk. So even though there's so many things I've said negative about technology, I'm taking them all back. Because the technology is saving us, at least in connection with people that we love. I mean, it's amazing. I have friends who have had birthday parties. They've celebrated Passover online. And although they miss the hugs, the being there and having the hugs, they miss the hugs. But it's a lot of people came that wouldn't have come if if it had been an event in a real situation. So I think we're creating a new art form for family rituals, which is exciting. I just want to finish by saying a friend shared with me an odd coincidence. And there's another way to spell the word corona, which is the name, of course, of the virus and also of a beer. This is pronounced the same, but spelled differently. It's spelled with a K. Karuna with a line over it. It's a Sanskrit word, and it means compassion and self-compassion. So if we can get that, if we can adopt that, compassion and self-compassion, if that can go viral, we're going to have exactly the right thing that we need to get us through this. Because we are in this time of global tsunami of grief and loss. So the corona of compassion and self-compassion. Let's take a deep breath on that. Yes. Stay safe till I see you again.